And we are live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 216, and I'm joined here by the Sensei himself, D Vibe. What's going on, man? Good evening.
What's going on? What's going on? How's it going?
All good,
Hello,
man. All
everybody.
good. Here we go. Here we go. We're live. But
Oh, we're live, baby.
but before we get into everything, because I do have a lot of questions I do want to ask you. I have to ask you the question I ask everyone that comes on. You heard the name of the podcast. It's called Respect the Craft. So for you, for the Sensei, when you hear that term, the craft, what does that mean to you?
Respect the craft. Oh my God, it means a lot. Like me being a martial artist, there's so much respect that you have to have in that craft and discipline going in it. And then in wrestling, the same aspect. So the name of this podcast means a lot and it holds high standards to me.
No, thank you, thank you. No, definitely. That is one of the main reasons I wanted to call it this, because I feel like when you talk about this, especially in the business, when you talk about all that, that the craft is so something we all hold dear. So to have respect for it is what we want. We
Yes.
want everyone to be able to share that as we do. Um,
Yes, yes.
but now I do want to get into this. I want to start with the I said it in the post, the origin of D Vibe here. I want to talk about what was it that made you decide not only you a fan of this, you enjoy it, you love the world of wrestling. What was it that made you decide not only do I want to watch this, I have to now step through those ropes.
Oh, that's an interesting story. So I was I'm still relatively new to the independent scene. So my first independent show was I believe 2019 or 20 around there, 2020 before the pandemic.
Okay, got
And I went to an MLW show and I had a Teddy Hart shirt on at the time. At the time, okay. Okay, we're not gonna get to that.
it. We might not want to just say it was a redacted T-shirt at this point.
You
Hey,
know what?
it was before we knew this. We knew this stuff. Let's just say that.
I definitely didn't know anything. I was super brand new. All I saw was Teddy. All I saw was a heart, and I'm thinking of the Hart family.
There you go. See,
I
it was
put one and one
innocent
together.
thoughts. Innocent thoughts. It's
Yeah,
just, hey, he's wearing
yeah,
the hearts. Yeah, okay, cool.
exactly what I thought. I'm there. Austin Aries sees me,
Ooh,
and
there you go.
he also sees Kofi Weeson from the Dirty Hills,
Hey,
and he points us out, and I end up going to like the railing, and he pushes me. I look at security, and I push him back, and the crowd went ape shit. And from that, I was like, oh my god, I think I need to do this. After the show, I was like, yo, I didn't mean anything about it. I got involved with it. He was like, no, I appreciate it. Is there anything you can give me? Any advice? He was like, if you want to go for this, go for it. Look for a school, a good school, and start there. And I was just looking after that.
that's an interesting take on it, right there. Just the moment of like, you know what, that rush just got to you. It's like, you know what, that's it. We got to do this. Like it just took that moment right there.
It definitely did.
That's awesome to hear. The perfect thing about that, it just shows why we always say support your local independent wrestling. 'Cause there's a lot of people like that. They see a show like that, they start seeing, they're like, you know what? I really want to do this. Like that reaction, that crowd atmosphere, that family affair. Like that's perfect.
And that was my first show, and the crowd interaction with me was like ape shit.
Also, it does help again with just the who's who of who pushed you too. Like again, one of
Yeah,
Ring of Honor OGs, one of the greatest world champions, Austin Aries doing it too. It's like that works. That works. But here we go.
that definitely did.
We got the good brother Kenny in the chat. What's going on, Kenny from the Call Up Podcast? Shout out to them.
We're
Um,
live, baby.
we live. But so we go into that now. You decide that you start to have that feeling of like, I need to do this. I need to get in there. So where does that search begin? Because I can imagine, again, if you're relatively new into finding like, okay, cool, I'm going to shows now, I'm seeing the scene. How quick was it for you to find an actual place to train though?
So it took a little time because I didn't know how to search for it.
Okay.
And I was looking, I ended up finding Ring of Honor. No, sorry, House of Glory.
Okay.
Johnny Rod, yeah, Johnny Rods,
Yep.
and a few other schools, Warriors at the time. And I reached out to all of them. Warriors got back out to me first. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. I have a background in martial arts. I kind of know how to fall to protect myself a little bit. So I'm coachable. Just tell me what to do, what to bring, where to start. And then at the time, the pandemic happened. So everything shut down. I reached back out to him, to Warriors. And then he was like, hey, we're open to train. I was like, okay, awesome. Let's do this.
There we go.
So
And
I technically started at Warriors of
gotcha.
Wrestling.
There you go. I was gonna say, so that was the, let's say, the origin steps here. It starts at Warriors of Wrestling.
Yes. And that is before the mask and everything.
There you go.
That's before D Vibe became
Gotcha,
who he
gotcha.
is.
But here we go. We got the good brother. We got Dave Rivera in the chat. What's going on, brother? D Vibe across the street. What's going on, Dave? What's going on? Um. Okay, so now we get those steps. We
Scott
get
Ricans.
we get unfortunately the pandemic is a thing. It starts to shut things down for you. Starting out then and being in the midst of that, where do we then find the thought process of, do I continue, or unfortunately did the world just give me a sign of maybe I should find something else? Where does that go
Act-
mentally?
Actually, no. I thought it was gonna just die down for me then, but I'm a I'm a wrestling COVID baby, kind of. You can say I everything continued at Warriors for
Yeah.
me, like the training, but we took precaution on how we trained with testing. We wore masks. Um, After that, we was also doing like tapings. So that's pretty much how it went for me during the pandemic. 3 months into training with Warriors, they put me on their first show.
There you go. So you're already, again, you're getting that experience in, you're getting that start. So now from Warriors, how do we get to that amazing place that you're showing off with the shirt right there? How do we get to the fam at the Fallout Shelter? How does that excursion begin?
So I finished my full year at Warriors of Wrestling,
Okay.
and after that, I was like, the commute. Honestly, it was mainly the commute for me. It was a little bit too much.
Yeah, I can
So
imagine. Shout out to Warriors
yeah,
again, but they yeah, not the easiest to get to the fun station to train.
yeah. So when I found out Fallout was a little bit closer, Gamble brought me with him. So I was like, let's do this. It's closer. I reached out to Joakim Elliott. They reached back out to me. I came for a session. I fell in love. I was like, holy shit, this is it. Like the vibe was there.
To me, I feel like that's perfect when you get that reaction of, like, again, trying something different, seeing a whole new atmosphere, but it almost feels like this is perfect. This is what you were searching for in a sense. It was good vibes in a sense, right there.
Yeah, definitely good vibes.
There you go. There you go. So now let's talk about that. Now we get to the Fallout Shelter here. We start to, again, still finding yourself, relatively still seeing who are we getting here? Who's coming out of this? Who is the where are we going with this in ring career? How do we get to finding D Vibe? How do we get to finding who the sensei is?
Yeah, so actually, Joakim helped me out so much with this because I wanted to break away from who I was at Warriors and to become something new. But I still like kind of the ring name that I had, which was Vibe. So I went by Anthony Vibe over there, which is Anthony's my middle name, if those who don't know. Um, my, so I told Joakim, I was like, I still want to keep the name Vibe, but I don't know what to do. And he was like, D, kind of short for my first name. And I was like, holy shit. And he was like, you can wordplay with it so much, like you're D Vibe. I was like, oh my God, that's it. That's my new name. And then as far as who I wanted to become, I still didn't know. Masha helped me out with that part. She was like, stick to your actual roots of martial arts and started working me with my actual kicking. And that's when the martial arts in me came out a little bit more.
No, and that's perfect right there because you hear how you had that background in martial arts. You have that's what initially brought you in because it's like you have that love for that. This is something where you get to see a little more addition to that. You see a little more of the theatrics and you get to see a little more of the character work. So it's something where it's like, okay, let's merge everything. And again, just have that influence of who you really are. Let's add that to who the character is. So that's awesome.
Yes.
So so with that, so how do we get the I never like to call it the mask, even though it is. How do we get the new face? How do we find what fits D vibe?
So I am a big anime nerd. Like I'm a big weeb. So the mask came to me from just different ideas of stuff that I like.
Okay,
The it, the whole original design came from Tokyo Ghoul.
got you.
That's with the one I patch open. Then the ninja headband is kind of like a thing that I like too because I like Ninja Gaiden from the game. Um, Everything just came because of Mortal Kombat as well, like Sub
Okay, I could
Zero.
definitely I could definitely
That's
see.
with the whole
Got you.
mouthpiece and everything. So it's more like between a lot of animes and games that I kind of put together in my own. The color schemes is just I pay homage to different animes and stuff.
Got you. Now I was gonna say this one. I'm definitely feeling the vibe there with the look with the different color waves. So that's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
dude, stay tuned to the next one I got coming out.
Hey, there you go.
What
Definitely
is it?
definitely
This
gonna
one
have
is
to.
I'm paying homage to. This one is for Pokemon Mudkip.
Oh, okay. I can see that. I could definitely
He
see that.
is actually my favorite Pokemon.
There you go. No, we could definitely see it. It's funny because of me being, I will admit, I'm a little bit of a Power Rangers mark. So when I saw that, it's a little too perfect because it looked like one of the Thunder Rangers from Power Rangers Ninja Storm. So that does it
Uh,
does fit a little bit.
I do have Power Ranger stuff that I do want to do, but I want to do Jungle Fury.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So the one I want to do is RJ, the Purple Ranger.
Ah, okay, got you.
He is my favorite Ranger. Like his energy is my energy. Like I'm just mellow like that.
Got you. No, I love it. That's gonna be cool, especially with that purple wave to it. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. Okay, we definitely again have to stay tuned and on the lookout for when that comes to fruition. So now we
Oh yeah.
find that though we find D vibe here. We start to find this is who you are. Now let's get into that steps of finding this is now you're feeling comfortable in it because again it's one thing to finally get into training, one thing to finally start to see this worked. You take the step of, you know what, I've been here, now we're here. So talk us through now getting that comfortability of now you're with the Fallout culture, you're with that family at Battle Club Fallout. How did that start to feel once you're like, you know what, this is who I am now, it's worked, everything's clicking, I feel comfortable being the Sensei D vibe.
I'm still in shock and awe right now because like I'm still showing face and here and there. But as far as with the way they treated me at Fallout and what they done for me and how they everything, it went perfect. Like can't go any further. Like can't go. I don't even know what to say. I'm like lost of words with that with them. You know.
Gotcha. No, that's awesome. And again, to have something like that, to have truly, again, a place where you're comfortable, you're able to find those that niche in there and find something where they were able to get that again, something that's already in you. Because I feel like the best
Yes.
characters and the best outlooks of a person in the business is when the character's already been in them. It's just fine tuning and finding how to make the vision become true.
I
So
felt
it's
like it
awesome.
was like with them. They helped me. Like it was. This is not like a gimmick for me. I felt like this is more for persona. Like I am D Vibe. Like even without the mask, I can still be who he is because I am an actual sensei. So with or without the mask, I'm still gonna be a sensei.
Got you. No,
You
that's
know. So
awesome. That's awesome to hear. And again, it works. That's what I'm saying. Like to me, it's that perfect fit because it is who you are. So it has just the fine
yes,
tuning of how do we make it more wrestling centric, but still being true to yourself.
yes.
So, and also I feel like it's perfect because again, who you are with that martial arts background, having that discipline from the service as well. Because there is that part
Oh,
to it too that I do want to. I wanted to ask a little bit of like again, how do we get here though? How do we again the time that you've served? You're doing martial arts as well. How do we decide? You know what? We've already done that. Let's now go into wrestling. Like living just so many like
uh,
there's so many steps to it, and now we're here.
I've done so many things that when you if you hear it, you're gonna be like, how do you what? How? Okay. So yeah, so the military it was a part of the thing. I always wanted to go since I was young,
Yeah.
from seeing Major Pain.
Okay.
Like
There you go.
that movie was like, oh, like I'm like, yeah, I want to do this.
Got you.
I want to be in the military, do what he did. End up joining the military as an infantryman in the Marine Corps. Um, After I got out, I got lost, didn't know what I wanted to do. Went
Got
back
you.
into martial arts,
Okay.
and then just found wrestling after that.
Got you.
So
So
a lot of things kind of.
it worked out though, because it's like, okay, cool, we do this. We everything has been something that it hasn't been like almost like, well, now I have to do something. It's been no, I have this has been an interest. I did that. This has been an interest. Now I do that. And then it's like, boom, this worked out.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's awesome to hear. Again, and that shows because now it's not one of those that's like, oh, it's in well, this is the fallback plan. This has been no, these are passions, and we're gonna do each and every one. So that's awesome.
it, that's. I feel like that's kind of yeah. That's exactly what I did. I did everything I wanted to do since I was a child. Wrestling was it's kind of like in there. So I'm on the path. I'm still going. Still young.
Hey, and that's the best thing too, though, because it's like you've been able to do all this, and it's still just like we said, relatively young into the business too. It isn't just a, well, this is everything you've done now. So now what? Like, no, you still have a lot of time to go and a lot of stuff to even accomplish when it comes to the business as well. So that's awesome to hear, and again, just to see that passion that you've had for everything. Which again, I thank you for your service as well, and
Thank
just
you.
seeing and this is something I say every time I have someone, especially from the fallout, seeing you guys grow and seeing where just where the possibilities can go for you guys is amazing. So again, I'm glad to be able to have this conversation with you here today.
Awesome. I can. Same here. Like been wanted to come on here for a while.
No, I always say like last time when I saw you was at We Are Wrestling. That was like, man, I got to get you on because I
Yes.
this is my thing too, especially because I have a lot of friends who don't like I say the new faces. And sometimes it's there's a language barrier because sometimes they don't speak as much. So I was like, so can we have a conversation? I wanted to make sure. I was like, I never want to overstep. So I'm like, hey, so I would love to have you on the podcast, but can't do you speak? So I wanted to make sure. Does D Vibe can he be on the podcast? And we were like, okay, perfect.
Yeah, I
And we'll set
definitely
this up.
speak. Don't worry. I am designing a new mask.
Got
I
you.
did design one, but I'm gonna hold on to it for before I submit it, and
Got you.
that I can actually the mouth is open so we can talk better.
Got you. No, that's why I figured I was like, wait a second, because I started thinking, especially with when it comes to ninjas and when it comes to that style, I'm thinking, okay, it's about very discreet. It's about being able to have that art of just moving in silence. So I'm thinking, hmm, does he speak? Is that why the mouth is like I started going into that. So I'm like, let's ask, let's have the conversation. And then it's like, okay,
Uh,
cool. We definitely got to set this up, especially because I wanted to talk to you about what's happening Saturday. There's a big thing
oh
going on this
yes.
Saturday, so we have to get into that because you will be part of the 2024 King of New York tournament that will be happening this Saturday for Victory Pro Wrestling as they present King of New York. But Before we get into the match, because I do want to talk about the match, I got to talk about this because I want to get into this first, actually, because you have been sponsored by the good friends at the Dirty Heels podcast, officially one of the first talent to be sponsored here for Victory Pro Wrestling. So before we get into that, I do have to ask about that relationship because I think it's no stranger to anyone. It's no secret that bond that you have with the Dirty Heels. So I do want to talk
Yeah.
about how was that formed? How was that relationship created? And just talk to us a little bit about that friendship there with the fam at the Dirty Heels.
So I've been with them since day one. Like since before the podcast and since when they first started, I've been with them, man. Every man, every recording session I was there on the behind the scenes, just helping them out, doing whatever they needed. Just little things, like we went to shows, they helped me with everything. Like when there's a show coming up, yo, there's this coming up, this coming up. Like everything within wrestling, it went through them. And then now that I started wrestling, they're just like even geeked out, like, yo, I'm gonna sponsor you on this show. I'm gonna sponsor you on this show. I'm gonna sponsor you on this show. I'm sponsor you on this show. I'm like, well, wait, you got other talents that you can sponsor too.
No, that's awesome though to have again to have that homegrown like just that's it. That's the boys right there. That's the family right there. And to have that just to them to have that reaction of like, yo, one of us is now doing the thing, you know? That's awesome because
Yeah,
that's a
like,
genuine reaction. That isn't, oh cool, yeah, this is another guy we've seen. This is like, no, we knew him before. It's been a thing before, and now it's like to see him there. That's a genuine just love, you know? That's
and
awesome.
just all coming from the same neighborhood is like, also is like, yo, we're all gonna come out of this together. We're gonna all come out of it in different ways. I'm like, I love the athletic stuff, so they threw me in that. Kofi and Woven, their promos and recording and talking is amazing. That's the way they're on the podcast. So everything worked out for us.
No, that's awesome. Again, shout out to the Dirty Heels there. Definitely a support. Definitely always cool to see them at the shows. Always cool to talk. We've done on shout out to the Knuckleheads. We've done a lot of podcasts with Kofi. We just be there and
Knuckleheads, I love them too.
we'll just shoot the shit there for a few hours. So
Shout out for
always love.
DG.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm too happy with Gigi right now. I don't know if you were there last week. You saw she just decided to stomp on me when I'm already down. Got my
I didn't
ass
see that.
kicked, and she. Man, a
See,
lot of
see.
people.
So what happened was I was across the street when that happened.
Got you. See, because you would have helped me, right? If you would have saw me getting jumped, you would have probably.
I would have too.
Uh,
Like, see, I saw that little video of you going around. We are asking people for help. They didn't even bother asking me, but it's all right.
I didn't. You were
But then
across
when I
the
saw
street.
when I saw who it was for, I was like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have.
But
Never
you would have
mind.
helped me at least when I was getting jumped with a bat, though, right? Like you would have.
Falala, for auntie.
Well,
I don't know.
uh, we'll move
No,
on here. We'll get into
yeah. Let's get
let's get
back
into
to
Saturday.
King of New York.
Let's get into Saturday. So this Saturday again, it will be the King of New York tournament. Victory Pro Wrestling returning with again for the history for folks. They are the originators of this tournament here, one of the longest reigning hosting the King of New York, and we go down this Saturday as it will be in one of the first round qualifiers here for the King of New York tournament. It will be the Sensei himself, D Vibe, going head to head with Brother Greatness, going head to head with making his NYC return, making his Victory Pro Wrestling return in Bufa. Ayo. So let's start breaking this down. First,
Ooh.
I have to ask you, what does this mean to be a part of a tournament like this? To be a part of the King of New York tournament, what does that mean to you?
Oh my God! Like me originally being from New York, from the five boroughs, like I'm just like to be a part of this, to earn the title King of New York is gonna mean so much to me. Cause not gonna walk around my city and say I run this city. This is my home. This is my town.
There
I
you
can wear
go.
the crown.
There you go. That's awesome. Here we go. We got the chat. What's going on, Kyle? Shout out to the brother Kyle right there. I
What's
know
up? What's up?
he's a little under the weather, so I hope you're feeling better, Kyle. Hope everything goes well.
Uh,
But So I do have to say this. Now we go into this match again. You're in there. You have that importance of what this can mean, winning the whole thing. But now your opponents are definitely no. This is no small task because you have Brother Greatness who's been killing it across the indie scene right now. Has been going up and down from NYC to Maine to Wrestle Open, all around, everything going on. But then, if even if that wasn't a tough challenge alone, you now have a veteran in the game, a man who I just had on the
Hmm.
podcast not too long ago. You got a tenured veteran all the way coming back to NYC from all the way in China. You got one half of the original All Money is Legal. You got Boofa. Ayo. So talk to us that
Yeah,
now, because again, two tough challenges, and this is just
yeah,
round one.
yeah. So much respect to both of these men. Much respect to both of these men. Like I've been doing my homework, watching their videos, watching their matches. You know, so this will be like one of my biggest match. So I am extremely nervous for this match. So I'm coming in with my head very strong on this. I that's why I'm nonstop watching their matches because I want to know what I'm getting into. Like
Gotcha.
even me being the rookie, they're gonna have to watch out because I'm coming strong.
I can imagine that hunger is there. And that's something I, again, especially after talking to Bufa a few weeks ago, that's what he wants. He wants that hunger from everyone he steps into the ring with. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen when you have the mix. You got Bufa with the boom box with the Sensei in there. Then you add just the unpredictability of Brother Greatness. That's definitely going to be interesting to see. I'm not going to lie. And again, big, again, we cool. We bros. I'm not gonna lie. When I did the prediction show earlier this week, I might have bet against you. I'm sorry. I gotta be truthful. But the reason I did that as well is because I don't know if you've seen, but at Victory Pro Wrestling, I'm aligned with some pals of mine in Kane Industries.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm trying to save you from having to then step into the ring possibly with the boss himself, infamous Adam Kane, or from having to go to sleep from Dr. Sleep, Anthony Gangone. So I'm looking
Mm.
out for you again as a friend. I'm trying to look out for you, make sure that doesn't happen in the finals because as all.
See, so Kane, he has a title that I got my eye on. That New York title for VPW.
He does not yet. That is what happens
No,
if you
no,
win the
no.
whole tournament.
Okay, so I'm getting my information confused. But Gangone, I have much respect for him. So again, you step in my way, I'm gonna come at you strong, respectfully.
Not always,
But
but like I said, it's
I want that title, that King of New York, coming from New York City. That title's got to come home to me. That title got to walk around the five boroughs with me. And after it walks around the five boroughs, it's gonna walk around everywhere else with me. But that title's coming home with me.
got you. Again, it is a big thing to hold. It is to win the King of New York tournament. Then you do get a shot at that Victory Pro Wrestling New York State Championship. So that's a guaranteed title shot right there. But like I said,
I
again,
want that.
I might be a little biased. I'm usually neutral on here. The
I'm
crown is still coming
biased.
home. It's still coming home with Kane Industries. Just saying a little bit. I'm sorry. Again, this is your interview here, so I don't want to keep ragging on that. But we
No,
got
no, no.
Kyle here.
You got to stay true to your alliance. I respect that. I respect that. I got no beef with Kane Alliance or anything. But if they do come at me incorrectly, then that's when the problem starts. But right now, there's no problems. Much respect to Kane Industries for now, until everything. But mutual respect for both parties.
It's a good group. Again,
But
you got a fellow member fall out in there. You got KJ Mack. He's a part of us. He's good people. He's part
see
of
that
our
that's where my love comes in because I love KJ. I love KJ. So that's where my mutual respect comes in for Kane Industries. But if they come at me incorrectly and step in the way that I want to go, then it's going to be a problem. But for now, mutual respect.
There you go. We'll keep it at that when it comes to this Saturday. But come on, Kyle, you're going through it right now, and Kyle is still like, but it's still on site. Come on, Kyle, like leave me alone. It does not have to be on site. Leave it alone, Kyle. Like, come on. Uh, we got
There's no
Kyle.
beef.
Whoop ass Sensei. F that humble. He's remaining humble again. This is what the Sensei does. He's not gonna come
Listen,
in
the
overzealous.
you see the bright and colorful. This is why he's so nice right now. When he's wearing all his dark colors, that's when the evil side comes out.
Ah, okay. So let's get into that though, because I have seen there's been variations of the mask here. So does each color wave, each style, does it have a different meaning for you?
The darker the colors, the evil, the darker the stuff I do. The brighter the colors, the more jolly I become. The more
Oh,
neutral the colors, the more new. Like, whatever. I'm not taking sides. It's color attracts my vibe.
got you.
But
Understood. Understood.
for now, I just have two different variations of the colors. But I got one more coming. But
Got you.
this.
So we'll try to keep you on the side when we see this. We want the mudkip mask right now. We don't want
Yeah,
we're-
you don't want this one to come out.
uh yeah. Let's keep it away from that. It's already perfect enough because it's just the Kill Bill
Stay,
esque color wave too.
stay,
So let's
stay back. Stay back.
we want good. Okay, we're good here, right? We're good. So
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so now let's go into this because we talked about what's coming up this Saturday. Again, we talked about the origins. We talked about what got you into the squared circle. Now let's talk about this. Again, you're still relatively young into your career, so there's a lot of things to still have on that list to accomplish. Talking about wanting to win some gold, talking about making some impacts in certain places. But I always like to talk about this now. Some people you would love to square off with in that squared circle. So
Oh,
I don't want the whole list because we have to keep some things so they don't know you're coming. But if you could give us at least a good maybe 3 or 4, so we could put that out into the universe. Who are at least
okay.
4 talents that you love to square off with in that squared circle?
First one, I want to score my number one right now that I can give you. I'm gonna say Isaiah Wolf.
Ooh, okay,
That was my first coach when I first started this business. He was the first person that showed me everything. So this match means a lot to me because it's kind of my breakaway from him.
got you. Okay, so there you go.
My second, I do want to. I had a match with him, but I do want to run it again. It's gonna be with Anthony Gamble
Ooh, okay, so we got
again. I've been under his wing, come into this business, and especially in the Fallout shelter. And now I feel like I want to break away from you. Let me take that step.
got you. Okay, so there you
Unless you
go.
got other plans. Unless they got other plans. Hey.
Got you. There you go. You got two similar reasons there, especially for that full next chapter. I get that. I get that. Okay. So number 3,
Num-
who would that be?
Number three. This one, we had a match again. We had a match already before,
Got you.
but unfortunately, the footage or anything thrown out the window.
Oh
Promotion,
no.
just yeah, that
Oh, that
is
so
like
now it
it's
don't
like it
count.
never happened.
It don't
Yeah,
count. Okay,
but
so
that person is my coach, Mike Law.
there you go. Colossal Mike Law. Okay. We're going
Yes,
3 for 3 with people
that
that again had that hand in creating the vibe here. This is
when we
cool.
had that match that first time, I felt like it made me do so much stuff that I wouldn't have done on the spot. So it helped me elevate myself a little bit more than what I would have done.
Got you.
So that's another reason why I want to have another match with him to get that another elevation.
Okay, I
So that's
like
my
that.
three.
That works. Okay. So could you give us one more? Maybe someone that isn't as much as that actual mentorship route, but someone that just is on the landscape of the vibe here. Someone that you've been watching possibly, or someone that just you think you need to have that test, especially still young in your career.
He is a dream match of mine. I wouldn't want him just yet in my
Okay,
career. I want to work up to it before I have it. But if it happens, it happens.
got you.
But Ichiban.
Ooh, okay. See that I like that because that definitely it, especially the little similarities with it. That definitely that'd be a nice clash. That'd
That's
be a nice
another
clash.
reason why I want to have that match because it's like our mask looks too much alike. So I wanted
Yeah,
to have is like, no, this is two different entities. This is two different peoples.
yeah,
Just because we look alike, separate that. No,
got you. No,
he
I like
said
that.
like
I like that, especially to
he's number
have that.
one.
Yeah,
Respect to him. Like, yeah, I'm a big fan. Even without the mask, big fan of his.
got you. There you go. So that's those are four again great names right there, especially when you go into just the trajectory of of those careers. When you look at what Isaiah Wolf's been doing, the European excursion, holding world titles, just immense talent right
Yes.
there. You got Coach Mike Law, the Colossal. I feel like there's so many things we could talk about with Mike Law, Anthony Gamble, the captain. I know not the biggest, not everyone is too fond of Anthony Gamble right now at Battle Club just because of some Jobber Tier South issues and just everything going on there. I can imagine that possibly will be addressed on March 30th with the return of Battle Club Pro. So we'll see where that goes. But then now
Yeah. Let's
on,
see.
I'll be
But
interested. I'll be interested to see again, especially maybe more down the line once you're ready to the test of number one Ichiban.
that, yeah, in the future, let's
In
let
the
that
future, yeah,
happen in the
definitely.
future.
Definitely. I'm gonna throw one out there, which again, I know unfortunately now he might seem a little just a little bit controversial because of certain opinions and stuff like that, but still talent does speak, especially because that got you that rush, that got you that reasoning of wanting to get in there. I feel like eventually one day we have to see D Vibe versus Austin Aries.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Whew.
I feel like
Listen,
that might have to go down eventually.
if it happens, I'm yo. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like like
Yeah, we never know. This is why I love to have this convo because you now know you've seen the podcast. You know what happens now. After this,
yeah.
the graphics are made. We put it out into the universe, and then we see what
But
happens.
me and Aries in the future. Oh my God.
you
What?
gotta love it right there. But here we
Like
go.
the dude that got me interested. Yeah. Oh,
We gotta love that.
hi.
There you go. We got Brianna in the chat. She's saying hi. It's all good, Brianna. She's apologizing for being a little late. It's all good. We're still the night is still young. We're still young into the conversation. So
So
thank you so much
young.
for supporting here. Thank you so much. So cool. We get that now. We have future opponents. You never know what could happen. But now let's talk about this again, especially someone that's trying to represent NYC. NYC is in the blood, it's in there. But now let's talk about where does the sensei have his eyes on outside of the five boroughs here? Where are some places you'll like to make your way in the year? Because again, the year's still young. We're still only in February, even though it feels like we've been through a few months already. It's crazy how this year's worked. But the year's still young. So when we go into 2024, what are some places that you have your sights on for the rest of the year?
Hmm. I probably try. I'll probably for now tri-state area.
Got you.
But if I do anything like Mid Atlantic, then awesome. Like if the company's willing to reach out to me and I'm willing to, we can work something out. Let's do this. I'm willing to go anywhere. Actually,
Got you. Hey, but the funny thing is because as much as people think, oh yeah, the tri-state is just this, it's like the tri-state is huge. People tend to forget
it
that. That it's like
is.
you can make a lot of way going through the tri-state because they forget how the five boroughs isn't anything small either. So
It
like, so definitely that making your way there. There's a lot of places to make your impact in the tri-state area. Again, this Saturday you get to make your way all the way to beautiful Bayshore, representing here in the King of New York tournament. Which again, there's a lot of things that could come out of this. We've seen what VPW has done. You look at again one of your opponents this Saturday. he made his way in VPW. Years later, he's now internationally known with that
Yo,
boombox, making his way all the way in China now. Has done things in Japan, does things in the UK. There's a reason Bufa Ayo, this is a true just return here. And look at that. You might make it unfortunately a short return for Bufa Ayo on Saturday.
you know, like again, when I saw that I had this man, I was just like, holy shit. Like I like real quick, I want to apologize to the guy because I messed up his name in my promo, but I was just going,
You know
and
what? You
when
know
I
what it was?
posted,
You, you were just saying, "Hey yo, Bufa." That's all it was. You were just
yeah,
you
it's like,
flipped
hey
it.
yo,
You just
move up,
hey
what's
yo,
up?
what's going on, man? What's going? Like that's
Kind of
all it
how,
was.
kind of how it's going, but either way, like, oh, he's accomplished so much, and that's kind of where I want to go. Like, I want the world to see who I am,
Yeah,
and eventually get signed. Like, but where he's what he's done, those are goals.
yeah,
Those are goals.
definitely. And again, that's something I feel like, especially with again the persona you have, with the look you have, is something that I can definitely see in the future. But again, we'll get into especially that end goal a little later into the conversation here. But I can definitely see that being a future goal of yours, being able to make that way, especially with that martial arts background, with that to possibly to Japan.
I will tell you, yeah, that's I want. Yeah, Mr. Tanner, Noah, let's do this, baby.
Hey, well, no, again, that is the thing. You have a lot of amazing talent that have made their way over there. New Japan is a thing. Noah is a thing. Wrestle One.
Hmm.
There's so many great promotions to make your way into. And look at that. Kyle's right though, because you got that. Not just NYC, not just Jersey. You got PA. You got there's a lot in the tri-state. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do.
So
Uh,
much.
see, yeah, that's it. Like, hey, yo, that's it. That's just how we.
Yeah.
That's all. He'll be all right. Or again, hope so. I'll try to put in a good word. Again, Bufa Ayo, we cool. I'll try to
Thank
make
you.
sure it was no disrespect. Just
Yeah.
again, just
Thank
stay
you.
out of
Thank
Kane Industries way. If not, I'll tell Bufa some other things. So that way.
you. Look, y'all got
Yeah.
KJ Mag. That's the homies.
So there we go. We cool. We good. We all good.
Yeah.
But wait, let's keep this going here. So now we talk about that. We talk about just places like that. We talk about opponents, but now I do want to talk about just we talked about the origins of the character. I do want to talk about for you. Do you feel like even as yourself now, is there still that room for growth here, that evolution of what D vibe could be? Because I can imagine, like you said, you're still almost just speechless of what it's become so far. Is there even more of a vision of what you want it to fully be, or even just the next level of D vibe to be?
It's so much room for growth and evolution in D vibe. Like even within my gear, is room for growth and evolution. Like I designed it to evolve. Like my moves, everything I do is just like I'm ready to grow in this business in every single possibly way possible.
Got you. No, that's awesome to hear. Like, because again, a character like yours, or again, a persona like yours, there's so much that it can adapt to. There's so many things that you have those elements to switch up, those little things of just like you see this nuance of this, you see this nuance of this, or again, just even that showing like, hey, if this is the mood for today, or I should say the vibe for today,
Hey,
you see
look,
a different side.
today is good vibes.
Hey, funny enough, we both got it there. Yeah,
Look at
good
that!
vibes.
Look at
Good
that!
vibes. There you go. So it worked out. It's a good vibes day. It's a good vibes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that was the vibes for today because I would not want to get a bad vibes D vibe today. We don't want that on here. We don't want that because then that might lead to me not making it on Saturday. So we want to keep things good and chill here with D
it's
vibe.
all it's all good.
So we definitely want that. But no, I'm glad to hear, especially that, like I said, seeing you guys where you guys are going, in terms of everyone that stepped through with the Fallout shelter, just seeing again all you guys take your different paths, take your roads, but still have that love and that support of the home base there. That's awesome to see.
Yes, yes, and again, too much love. I have too much love for this company. LTTL, loyal to the loop. Thank you again to this company, Fallout Shelter, Battle Club.
So I do have to bring that up too, because when we talked about places that, again, the tri-state still that big margin, I can imagine making that impact, especially there, is on that list of making your way fully from just doing the Fallout Shelter shows, doing that Seek Shelter, to make your way officially to possibly full time, maybe on Battle Club Pro. I can imagine that's definitely high on that list.
Yes, getting on Battle Club shows is on my priority list. I'm gonna always be there for Battle Club. Number one, if Joakim Battle Club, yo, Vibe, where you at? Across the street. All right, that's how close I am.
There you go. He's always across the street. For some, that, we got to get to one of those. Is which street are you across from though? Like, if I'm here, you just somehow across that
Wherever
street.
you posted it, wherever they posted that, I'm just across the street from there.
Got you. Got you. That's
Yeah,
very convenient. It's very convenient just to feel like there's some just ninjutsu there that you just somehow you're there. So somehow you make it just somehow across the
sometime.
street, no matter where you are. Just somehow.
Exactly.
But here we go. We got Matt Awesome in the building. You're
Yeah,
what's going on? What's going on, Matt? There you go. What's good vibe? There you go. There you go. The vibe is
what's
good
good?
here. The vibe is good. The vibe is good.
So good vibes, baby. It's good
There you go.
vibes.
There you go. See, I'm glad Matt's in a better mood today. Last time I spoke to Matt, he was a little mad at me. I still don't get why.
Being that he just joined, he just reminded me of something that I could do on Saturday. I might bring the chocolate chucks back.
Oh wait, you could do that too. You could do that to Boofa and to Brother
Yeah,
Greatness.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I was like, because Matt said some things, and I'm like, no, like I
No,
think
no.
we good.
Me and Matt is cool, but
Cool,
he
cool.
just seeing him just triggered that little memory. I could use those in this match on Saturday.
There you go. There you go. See, oh, okay, there you go. He said he's approved. You can use. Oh, okay, there you go. You can use the. Well, it is a triple threat again. No disqualifications are in play. So we put out the rules. You can do some. You can use that, but got to be careful again. Brother Greatness is he is a wild one. Like I said, very unpredictable in that ring. Then you
You
got
know,
Boofa, who he has a boombox, so you never know if he might have to use that.
I didn't think about that.
That's a big. That's
I'm not trying to get hit with the boom right after. Did we lose connection? Mm.
Okay. Yeah, we apologize for that little bit of a technical difficulty. Um, apparently the program was having an issue. 1 second. You can come back. See, the power of the chancla just broke the stream. The power of the chancla has broken the stream here. But we are back. Please, if you are in the comments, let us know if you can hear us, because yeah, that was very weird. that was uh that was very weird. So okay, cool. I'm checking the audio on the stream. It sounds like we're good. So we're gonna try to get D Vibe back in here to do our last questions here. My apologies to everyone watching, to D Vibe. Um, I guess the chancla broke the stream. that is that is what happens when you threaten with the chancla, and the stream just said, "Nope, you're done." The stream just said, "We're done. We're over with." Um, yeah, but we're gonna try to get Diva back in here. My apologies to everyone that was watching and that is still watching. My sincerest apologies. Yeah. So just give us 1 sec to get D Vibe back in here, and then we shall continue this conversation. Let's see. Will it let him back in here? Diggs,
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We still can't see you. Camera is the program letting you turn on your camera? Because for some
My
reason
camera's on.
it went haywire.
Yeah, and
It
we're
went
back.
haywire. As long as we can hear you, you can hear me. That at least works for that. So we'll have to unfortunately finish this, I
Wait,
guess, with the audio of Diva, because
there's
it
no
doesn't
footage?
it doesn't let us see you right now. No, your camera's off on my end. Let
What?
me see if on the stream. Let's see. Can they see you on stream? Because on my wait, there we go. Oh, so now there's camera. We can see you now, but it's just it's like okay. So they can see you. They can see you. So that works. As long as they can see you and they can hear you, then we good to go.
They can see me. We can
That
see each
works.
other. We good.
Okay, cool.
It's a
Cool.
good
We
job.
good. My apologies again for the technical difficulties. Like I said, the minute I guess you throw out the chunkla, the stream even got scared and said,
Yo,
"We done." Like the
hey,
stream
the
was scared of the
title. Oh my
chunkla.
god,
So
that's a powerful
the
word.
stream was like, "Nope, we're done." That's what it is. The minute you mentioned the chunkla, even the stream was like, "Nope, we're done. It's over." Yeah, but no. My apologies again. This is what happens. It's 2024. You would think the stream would able to handle the word chancla, but no. Matt Awesome said it's the awesome power. I guess so, Matt. You broke our stream here. We're trying to have a good convo with D
Boom.
Vibe. I'm looking at the stream. At least,
Come on,
luckily,
awesome.
again, they can see you.
Stop
Like
being so
you're
awesome.
clear. You're clear on YouTube. Like damn. So we're good. We're good on YouTube. We're good on everything else. So cool. As long as they can see you. So while we still have the stream here, I do want to start wrapping this up. And before we do
Gotcha,
that, I
gotcha.
have to ask you now the final question that I ask everyone that comes on, and that is now getting to the end goal. But because again, you are still very young in your career, you have been someone that's like to accomplish everything you set out to do. So let's talk a little bit more of not just the end goal of it all, but just some of the goals you do have when it comes to what you want to accomplish in your career. So we touched on a little bit earlier, wanting to make that way, even possibly to Japan. So elaborate on that and just what you have, what the vision in store for D Vibe.
Ooh, my end goal. Well, I don't necessarily have an end goal because there is no end for me, especially in this business. But I just want to make my scene in Japan because I love the culture and everything. So I do want to go over there and just explore everything and take advantage of what I can while I'm over there, especially the training and the schooling that I can. Make my way back to the US and potentially get signed to potentially WWE or AEW or TNA Impact, if possibly.
That's
Like,
awesome to hear again. And I always phrase it as the end goal question, but I feel like usually 9 times out of 10 we get that response of like there is no end. And I like to hear that because again, that optimism of the business, wanting to get that hunger of still doing amazing things, a lot of things to accomplish still. And definitely, like I said, you've shown it being able to do not only in the service, but being able to do just the amazing things through martial arts, through the ring. Um,
appreciate it.
yeah,
Thank you.
there's a lot in store. So I'm glad to see, and I can't wait to see what happens next for D Vibe and just where we go next with all this, brother. So I thank you again for joining us here. To everyone in the chat, thank you so much for the constant support. Please, if you haven't already,
Thank
make
you.
sure
Thank
you're
you. Thank
following this
you.
guy right here. Follow him on his Instagram right there. I'm D_vibe. Follow him on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at D_vibe1. Make sure you are there in the building this Saturday. See him in action, as it will be. VPW presents the King of New York. That will be the return of the King of New York tournament. So much more going on as well. Once again, thank you to the good friends at the Dirty
Let's
Heels
go.
podcast for sponsoring the
Not your
Sensei
ordinary.
himself, D Vibe, this Saturday. So there you go. A great night of action. You're gonna want to be there in beautiful Bay Shore. D Vibe, thank you so much again, brother. This has been great. To everyone
Thank
watching,
you.
don't forget, as always, to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.